Got Kai Boyle, also from the Next Gen Fishing team, and we're just going to do a little bit of a speech on what Kai likes to do, how he likes to fish, what he likes to target, that sort of thing. So Kai, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I have been doing a lot of fishing for like stick baiting and river fishing, just targeting all different species.
So you do a little bit of everything, very versatile.
Yeah.
So I see you like to shark fishing a lot, so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we use a kayak to get the shark baits out, so that's one of the main things you need.
So what sort of kayak you got?
I'm not too sure. Is
it a little, what's it called? Fin? Is it a fin?
Nah, it's a mahi or something.
Okay. So what sort of depths do you like to be placing your baits and whereabouts in the water column, and tell us a little bit about that.
We put the baits on the bottom with using a brick, and we take the bait out roughly 200 to 250 metres just to get out into the deeper water.
So for people who are just starting shark fishing, what sort of ground and territory are they looking for?
All you got to look for really is just nice gutters, anywhere you're not going to get reefed and lose your rigs really.
So what sort of baits are we talking about? What sort of like leader, wire?
I like to use 300-pound wire and 250-pound leader that is about 10 metres long to stop getting tail wrapped. And I like using just mullet, bonito, any sort of tuna for bait really.
So what's your combo that you're currently using for sharks?
I'm using a 12-foot Penn Prevail that is 15 to 24 kilos with a Tiger 30 on it.
Tiger 30, that's a very nice Shimano reel. It's got a really good reputation for it. I know a lot of people use it for marlin, sailfish. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Why you like using a Tiger?
Mainly because of its drag. You got a good drag. You can stop a fish pretty easy on it. It got nice line capacity on it. So yeah.
So obviously you have a wide trace at the front. What sort of pound braid are you using, and how much are you roughly putting on top of your Tiger?
Anywhere from 50 to 100 pound. I sort of try to stick light as I can to get more line. You need more line capacity over poundage really. So yeah.
So we'll leave shark fishing for now. So you go out on charter boats quite a lot. So what are you mainly targeting on the charter boats that you go out on?
When we go out from Fremantle or Hillary's, I mainly jig for sambos or try to get a jewie on a jig or even a plastic.
So what sort of jigs and plastics are you using?
Recently I've been using some Mad Ice paddle prawns.
What size is the paddle prawn?
7 inch.
7 inch, yeah. They won second prize at the Australian Fishing Tackle Show for the second best new soft plastic. So they've been really successful. So have you had much luck with them so far?
Yeah, I got a jewie on one at Abrolhos Islands. That did alright. Hooked a few sambos, some skippy out at Roto.
So you were saying about jigs too. So what sort of jigs are you using? Are you using metals that are just straight to the bottom and just jigging them straight up, or you got something that's doing a bit of a flutter here and there?
A bit of both. Knife jigs when you're fishing for sambos, just to get down quick. And, yeah.
So what sort of depths do you mainly fish when you're out on the charter boats?
Anywhere from 40 to 100 metres.
So you're quite deep.
Yeah. Just
So what sort of combo are you using for that sort of stuff? So your Jewies, your Sambos, pink snapper, bulging grober, coral trap.
I am starting to use Catalina 4000 with 40 pound braid on a monster mesh at the moment.
So what brand of braid are you using? Because a lot of people start off and they don't know which braid to get and they just go for the cheapest stuff. But sometimes you need a little bit more than the cheapest stuff if you want to catch a fish. Because if a fish goes straight to that reef, you've got no resistance, do you, Kai?
Yeah, I'm using 40 pound Tasline. I don't know if I like it or just like the colour.
What colour is it?
Just white.
Just white.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, my personal favourite, I like the yellow because the fish really struggle to see it. But when I got the line in the water and I look over the side in the deep blue, I can make it out clearly. So I know where my bait or soft plastic or lure is clearly straight away without having any trouble at all.
Yeah.
So Kai, recently you've also been doing a bit of mulloway in the river fishing and a bit of brim too.
Yeah, I've been doing a fair bit of brim fishing, trying to beat Brody's PB, but it's not working out too well.
So what sort of lures are you chucking around in the sort of river estuary sort of stuff?
Just soft plastics, either soft plastics or bait really, but yeah.
So what's one tip that you give for people when it comes to like brim and mulloway fishing? Like what's your best tip that you can give to these people?
Just light leader, light combos, just so you can get a good cast and like fishing a lot of structure, so you got to get right in there, and smaller the rod is, the easier it is to do.
Another thing when it comes to like brim fishing and mulloway fishing, a really important key thing is persistence. Persistence equals perfection. A lot of people just chuck their line in for 5 minutes, not going to bite and think, hey, well, there's no fish here. But sometimes you have to wait them out. And you'll find most sessions, you'll find when you're catching fish, you've been there for a couple of hours before and you haven't caught anything.
Yeah.
So you also got a boat recently, Kai. Can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Mum brought us a boat and we've been taking it out a fair bit. It's a nice boat. It's been kind of right.
It's an ex-dive boat, isn't it, Kai? So
yeah.
And it came with a lot of features, like it came with an underwater camera. Did it come with a live well in it too, Kai?
No.
No, it didn't have a live well?
No.
But I saw it had cameras on board. It had a full sound system. Like it was rigged out to be used in commercial markets. So it was a nice boat. It has a Yamaha. It's a 2-stroke, isn't it? Is it a 140 2-stroke?
130.
Not
4-stroke, I think.
4-stroke?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So with your boat, what's one tip that you'd give to people when they're looking for ground for fishing on? With like, if they say we're going to target demersals on the bottom, what sort of ground would you be looking at when you're going out on the boat by yourself?
I mainly look for pommies, any structure on the bottom that the fish could be holding in. And when it goes to pelagics, it's just, I like fishing like reef that drops off onto sand.
So a really key thing that a lot of people actually don't do when they get their boats is they don't study charts. Studying charts, it takes up a little bit of time, yes, but when it comes down to your fishing, you catch way more fish when you know where to be fishing. So just every now and again, having a look at the updated charts, seeing if there's a new contour in, if there's a new bommy. You never know, a boat might have sunk somewhere, and there's a brand new bommy that a whole pile of fish are going to be sitting on. So the more regularly you check the updated charts, the better ground you're going to have.
Yeah.
So what lure did you just put on there?
A little rooster popper.
So the rooster poppers have been pretty successful for things like sand whiting, yellowfin sand whiting, that sort of thing in the Mandurah estuaries down here. I've been personally fishing for them since last year. already tried. The water's still a bit too cold for them yet, so hopefully once we get a few warmer days like next Wednesday, they should start to fire. So that'll be really, really good. So what colour you got on there? Let's just have a look. It's a bit hard to see. Oh, you got koi. So that's the koi colour. So what sort of techniques are you using when pulling these poppers back?
Just a little like slow retrieve and just little hits just to get the water like splashing and just to make it look like an injured fish really.
So a lot of people when they're working poppers are really trying to put a lot of emphasis and pulling it back super hard and then having a long pause. You're actually better off keep winding and just doing quick little pops, because that bigger pop you're ripping at 50 centimeters instead of a little pop that's ripping at 10 centimeters and winding. So it's a lot better off, and you're putting a lot more action into it, which attracts more fish. So Kai, what's your favourite lure that you like to use?
I like c-gars just because they got a nice cast, but not far behind them would be the bull chops.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a collection there, I see. Got a few bull chops.
Yeah, they're good lures.
They are good lures. So what's the reasoning behind your collection of bull chops? Is there a reasoning behind it?
We've mainly been getting them because they don't make them anymore, but they just look so much like a pilcher really, like a scaly.
So also you do a fair bit of land-based fishing.
Yep.
When you're land-based fishing for things like pinkies, mull after land, what sort of combos are you using there? Do you change it up a little bit or?
Sometimes I use, when I'm fishing for snapper, I use Catalina 4000 with 40-pound braid on a Assassin 9-foot. And when I'm fishing for like gummies and like salmon and all the smaller sort of fish really, it's Stratic 4000 on just a light as possible rod really.
I also see you've been doing a bit of squid fishing of late. What sort of squid rigs and all that are you using?
I've only been using Shimano jigs. I like them over most of the other jigs, just the way they sink, the colours you can get in their range.
And what sort of colours are you using? Because I've been seeing a lot of people this season have been using the like ghost white colours, but in previous years I've always found the brighter reds and greens to be more successful.
Yeah, I've been using like white and pink, every now and then orange, but I mainly stick to white.
So with squid fishing, you're looking for sort of like weed beds mixed in with a little bit of sand, right? So where are you sort of fishing for them? What sort of areas?
Just the weed banks out front of Barnett and all the weed around Woodman's Point.
There's also been a fair few squid caught land-based of recent, of places like the North Mole, South Fremantle Yacht Club, yeah, and all along that sort of South Freo section where there's weed beds only a couple hundred metres offshore. A lot of people have been finding a night squid on the sandbanks in close.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon they're doing in that close stuff? Because it's not really where they would usually live.
Yeah.
Not too sure?
Nah.
I think they've been coming in because the bait's been driven up into the real shallows and they're finding at night, because all the bait's up in the shallows trying to feed, the squid are actually pushing up hard on to try and get easy feeds. And then during the day when they're more likely to get eaten by things like snapper, jewies, all your predatory fish, they head back over to the weed and blend in.
Yeah.
So you got a now little scorpion. RMG Scorpion on,
Yep.
that's actually a new colour. It's a specially designed barramundi colour. It's called Axle. So this one was specifically designed by Halco to target barramundi, purely because they worked out what colours the barra like, and they made them all into one. So as you can see, you've got a little bit of interest there. So when you're casting these lures, is there any sort of way you're working them back at all?
Just a slow retrieve, every now and then give it a little hit just to get it down a little bit deeper, get the fish a bit more interested.
So I've been told with barramundi fishing, they like the pause. So when you're getting it down deep, just stopping it for a couple of seconds and letting it pause, a lot of the time, that's when you get striked. It wouldn't even seem normal because it would just seem like it'd just be sitting there. But there's just something that the barra like about it, having a nice pause in between that makes them go crazy, and they're just like, I want that.
Yeah.
So you've done some barramundi fishing too, Kai. Whereabouts?
I went up to Kununurra a few years back now. It's good fun. We're using live bait, so they weren't grabbing lures the time of the year we were up there. They're only hitting live bait. So yeah.
So anything else you want to ask the crowd, or any other comments that you would like to make at all?
No.
Actually, yeah, I've got a question. So you're also part of Fishing Hard. Can you tell us a little bit about what Fishing Hard is?
Fishing Hard is one of mine and my brother's Facebook page, and we got an Instagram page. All it is really is like a page. We put all our pictures up just to show everyone what we're catching at the time. And
so you're putting some tips up there for youngsters on how to catch this, where to target things, what's firing at the moment, what's not.
yeah, we just help people out, let them know where the fish are.
Also, you have a bit of a clothing range with that, I see. So where can people get that merch from?
What was that?
Where can people buy the merchandise? The Fishing Hard merchandise from?
If you message us on the Fishing Hard Facebook page, you'll be able to find it.
Alright, I think we'll give the crowd a couple of questions quickly. So, you got any ideas for questions, Kai? Alright, I got one. So, Kai's shark combo, we talked about his reel. Can anyone name what reel it was?
You're a cheater.
No one? Come on. Have a look in the cabinet. There's a couple there. I can already see them from here.
So, Tiagra.
Starts with a T.
Tiagra. Tiagra.
You want to have a guess? Here we go. What was that? Yes, you're correct. Yeah. So Tiagras are a great little shark combo. They're a Shimano range. They're very, very popular. Just let me grab your prize quickly. Here we go. Supplied by our great friends at Angle. There you go. So I think we're going to wrap it up, and I think we got Wreckfish West up next. So thanks guys for listening, and enjoy the rest of the day.